I just watched Predator Badlands. I did not watch the Predator movie that came before it. In fact, I've seen only the first original Predator back in the 80s with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Um, that movie was about a group of soldiers in a jungle being picked off by an honorable alien that likes to hunt for sport, basically. This isn't that. It's softer, much more kid friendly, and actually a lot of fun. I'm shocked at how much I enjoyed it, how much the people in my audience enjoyed it. It was kind of a crowd pleasing movie. The character dynamics worked. It kept it pretty simple in that regard, where, got a plucky android played opposite of like a serious, Klingon like alien. The comedy of their differences is a huge part of the movie. It's a pretty funny movie. Some of the comedy landed, some of it didn't, but a lot of it did. Enough to be a positive note of the film, certainly. The basic premise is a young perceived weakling of one of the predator clans hunts a deadly beast on a deadly planet to prove himself, and various complications get in the way. The antagonist was the Wayland Corporation from the Alien franchise, because both of these franchises exist in the same universe and have been for quite a while. Was a good choice as an antagonist. The corporation was doing exactly the sort of things it was doing in the Alien franchise, and it fit right in with what the story was about. The plot focused on a consistent theme of family and self-worth and letting others help you. Like, the emotional driving force the protagonist with his brother was intense and effective. Like, I wasn't sure that I would be on board, but by the 10-minute mark, like, I actually feel invested in the story, and I was like, you know what? No, I care about what happens, and I think they trigger that audience investment pretty well, and the climax actually delivered on the promises that the beginning made. Its themes are distilled, like everything about the film and what it's been leading up to was incorporated into that climax. So it's very satisfying, very crowd pleasing. The weakest part of this action movie was weirdly the action, which is such a shame because the action was really creative. Like, the ideas they had uh were kind of awesome. They just were shot kind of in a way that didn't capitalize on those ideas. They were dark or angled weirdly or just didn't uh, portray to the audience what it's trying to go for. Especially the first fight. I think the other ones weren't as bad, but the first fight was my heart sank because I thought I wasn't going to be enjoying this movie. It got better, but the first fight, you don't know who's who. You can't tell who's who. You barely know what's going on. It's dark. And that, I would say, don't judge the movie based on that first fight scene, because I think the rest of the fight scenes are better. But this is a problem throughout the film where it just doesn't. I think the blocking of the fights are not as strong as they could be. They're not terrible, and they're very creative. They came up with cool creatures and even cooler weapons. The setting was a playground of different action concepts. There were ideas at play that teamed with imagination and thought. They just weren't always shot in a way that capitalized on the inherent magic of the concepts. My big exception is there's a fight where, like, there are two halves of a broken body fighting, and it was great. That was a 10 out of 10. See, but in general, I really enjoyed it. I felt for the characters. I felt their stories were resolved in a clean and consistent manner. I think they did a good job of mirroring the Predator's relationship with his brother, with the android lady's relationship with the other android lady, and there's this kind of message about family and message about uh, siblings and taking care of each other that worked for the film and was resolved, and like it felt coherent. One That was something that I was kind of concerned about, going into these sorts of movies where when you have a character just kind of wandering around on this dangerous planet, there is always a risk of meandering. And I thought this film was shockingly focused. I didn't feel like it meandered at all. I enjoyed it. It was really fun, and it was a great time at the theater. I think people were on board. But what did you think of Predator Badlands? Tell me in the comments below. And if you like this review and like to see more of it, please subscribe. And if you want to read a book featuring a different society that's obsessed with hunting and fighting and the glories of violence, do check out my book, Bone Song, Diary of a Sentient Sword. I release 2 chapters a week for free in the link below. Happy reading and take care.